Okay, hi everybody. Today's session is on the WA service. The WA stands for WhatsApp, and I recently encountered the solution. I found it good, and it does solve some problems that uh, the bulk message app customers face. So it has some good points, and I wanted to introduce this new software to you guys. 6 months down the line, we're going to actually be introducing another software which is cloud-based, which is even better. But I don't think one app replaces the other. Each one has the pros and cons, and depending on your requirements, you might want to pick a particular version or both. Use one for some specific requirements and use another for different specific requirements. So fundamentally, the bulk message app is a Chrome extension. It's a software that gets installed on your computer, right? And you use the software to automate sending messages from the WhatsApp portal, right? Which is web.whatsapp.com. You use the portal to actually send your messages. So this software, which I'm going to show you today, which is the WA service, is based on the cloud, which means just like you feed in numbers and you feed in your message and then you hit submit or your attachment and you hit submit, the processing is taking place on your computer normally with the bulk message app. This application, it sends it to the cloud and now it's running it in the background. And you don't have to do anything. You can shut off your computer and go to sleep and or have a cup of coffee and come back. It's happening on the server side. And depending on how many messages you have and depending on how many people are using the service on the cloud, there is a staggered delivery. It does it in batches, in sequence. So we don't have access to knowing when my message is, where it is in the queue. All you have is to know whether it is just submitted to the cloud, which means it's still in queue. And then if it says delivered, that means your process got delivered. What I do is usually I add my own number to the list so that I get to know if I got the message means it got delivered to everybody else. And so that's basically it. I'll be doing a demo of the app also for you guys to look at it. And and if there's any links related, which I'm going to show you on the screen, they'll be on this YouTube recording. So for those of you that are watching the YouTube video recording, look at the description and all the links will be there inside that. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's about it to begin with. Let me dive right into it and show you how to use this. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so the website, of course, is called wa.rishigangoli.com. For now, I'm just experimenting with this. And of course, let me log out so that we can actually see how it looks. So this is how it looks. You'll get a username and password. Um, Happy to send you guys a trial login, maybe with 5-10 credits to experiment with it and take a look at it. So now this is the dashboard. There are a lot of options here, but I'm only going to show you the ones that are working and tested, which I have done myself. So on the first, of course, when you look at this on the left, you click on WhatsApp and you enter the numbers here. It says example 91 and then the number. Now this portal only sends to Indian numbers. If you want to send it to international numbers, you'll have to take it per country packages. The cost is based on the number of credits. So you can see here, I have so many credits available, 58,000 credits. I bought a huge amount of credits. So you can buy small batches of 10,000 credits for like $1,000 and try it out and see. Once you paste the numbers over here, you can then go down and enter your message below here. And you can also have a link button over here, which is to either view a Google form or a Zoom registration link or a payment gateway link, whatever. You can write like register or buy, or, yeah, things like that. And then the link of what you want them to buy or register should be here. So this could be the link, which will be HTTPS and the Google form or the Zoom registration link and things like that, right? Then you have the call number, which is what number to dial in case you want to call me, right? So you can like first line one, say, this is my calling number. If they want to call me on the phone from their mobile device, they can just press the call button and then they can call me. And of course, if they want to WhatsApp me, it'll be the same thing, but without the plus. So it'll be just 91 and then the number, and then they can even just text me, because this message which is being sent to them is coming from their cloud server, not from my number. So it's a virtual number. It's always different. It's never the same. Let me show you some of the, for example, this was the one I sent. You can see over here, the demo registration, call me and WhatsApp me is here. And this number is 827701860. But the next one I sent was for another client. Here you can see that the number is 914147193. So it's a random number all the time. Even the advantage of this is that it's never your number that's getting blocked. If a customer decides to block your number, they're blocking a virtual number, which anyway gets into the system, it gets released and comes back into action again. So this is the main benefit of this app, that it really doesn't use your number. They have to click on WhatsApp me to then WhatsApp you whatever they want. Now, this little WhatsApp text is very nice. If you notice over here, it's blank. But if I click on WhatsApp me, it says WhatsApp me and then says want to buy the WA service. So it will actually prompt the user to put a predefined text so you'll know which campaign this is coming from. And so you can put that like, tell me more about XYZ, whatever that, so course info, please, So they don't have to even type anything. They just press WhatsApp and they send, and you get the message on your WhatsApp number. So you say, oh, here's an inquiry from that batch, that campaign, and they're asking us to actually give more information about the course or whatever, right? Interestingly, you can also have images. You can upload up to 4 images in the same message. This is not something that is possible in the bulk message app. In the bulk message app, you can either put in one image or one video, one PDF, or one audio file, depending on what's happening there. Here, you can actually put up to 4 messages, 4 images. You can send 4 brochures like JPEGs, posters, or whatever you want. One PDF file, and you can have an audio file and a video file, and then you can click on send message. Just one little thing I want to talk about here is you can use dynamic. And the difference between text and dynamic is that you can use variables. Like if you want to personalize the message, right? Or then you can actually create a WhatsApp file. So here, if you see the file data instructions, it says here, you must have a CSV file which says mobile. And this has to be in column A, okay? The number has to be in column A. So unlike in the bulk message app, you have to use the word number. It can be in column A or B, doesn't matter. But in this app, you have to use column A with the word mobile. And it's said all small, so I keep it all small. And then I put the number. Now here you can put the number or 91, depending. And then column B can, let's say, be the name of the person, right? Now, when you make a CSV file like this, and you upload it over here, choose file and you upload it over here. In the dynamic column, you can say dear, and then column B is #B#, and the B has to be capital. Okay, so that means you can personalize the message. I usually write campaigns where I have 2 variables. So I'm going to use this template. So I usually say, dear B, I got your number from my ad on #C, which could be either Facebook or Instagram. So it will replace it accordingly and then send the rest of the message out to the person. So you can use templates. It's very nice. I've created a lot of templates over here. There's a section called templates on the left. You can create your own templates, so you don't have to enter the same message again and again and again. So this is very important. And then once you hit send, message will go out. Since we are a few of us out here, I can actually type out your numbers over here. You guys want to tell me your numbers or text it in the chat? I'll just take a look and punch it in manually, and you guys can see if it works. If it's just 2 or 3 of us, we'll get the numbers right away. Anybody wants to share their numbers so that they can see how it looks? Okay, so great. We have our, so this is 9, 8, 1, 9, 2, 0, 9, 8, 3. Second is 9, 8, 6, 7, 2, 9, 2, 0. Okay, so we just got 2 numbers here. And now here we can click on, let's say, the Zoom registration link. So let's say I click on this link, copy the Zoom registration link, and I put paste, and I say Zoom registration. Okay, so testing the buttons, try them out. Okay, and of course, this is my number, and I can say, I can leave this, or you can put anything. Test it. Test. Right now, this is of course just a silly message here. Let me put an image over here. Let's see if I have something in my download which I can use. Let's try just putting this silly image over here. You can add another one if you want, just to see how it looks with 2 messages. All right, great. So I've got 2 images gone over there, and I'm going to click on send my message. And now it's processing these messages, and hopefully it should go fast. Okay, so here it says here total WhatsApp submitted 2, sent 2, credits deducted 2. And notice over here you have this thing called invalid removed. So if there was an invalid number, it'll automatically get removed from the system if it's not a WhatsApp number. This is another very nice feature that this app has, which doesn't happen with the bulk message app. And I haven't tested out how the opted out removed works. I'm still trying to figure that out. The guys have yet to get back to me. Duplicates removed is basically if there are in your database of files, you by mistake entered it twice or thrice, it'll remove them so that you don't lose credits as a result of duplicate numbers, right? So you can either send another message or look at the delivery reports. Let's take a look at the delivery reports. So here I've been sending a lot of messages over here. So you can see actions and click on view report, and it says delivered over here, the status. So now actually Vasumati and Aarti, since you shared your numbers, can you check your WhatsApp to see if you got any message? From an unknown number, not from my number. The delivery is not 100%, so your mics are muted in case you want to unmute your mics. Okay, Aarti said yes, I got it. Okay, great.
Yeah, I got it too.
Okay, great. So this was good. Both of you guys received that message. Notice that number is not mine. Both of you have different numbers. I'm sure if you guys compare notes. So let me stop at this point and take in questions, and then I can actually go into the comparison between bulk message app, which you guys might have purchased or using the free version, compared to the WA service, which is this new version. And as I said earlier, we're coming up with another version, a far more advanced version in about 6 months from now. Still developing it right now. So yeah, any questions so far? And hi Milind and hi Vijay, good to see you guys. I got a little late. You guys can watch the recording so that you can catch up on what you missed. But yeah, go ahead. Any questions so far on
It's been great. Looks very promising.
so, so good. Any questions from your side? You guys are already using the bulk message app. So I think Manan was mentioning that he is worried about his numbers getting blocked all the time. So this fortunately will cover that problem. Any questions from you, Aarti?
So one tiny suggestion
Yeah.
related to the registration form that I did. You said which is your most important thing. I really wanted to choose, whether it was the you gave some 4-5 options.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I think you should add all of them because all of them were important.
No, thank you. That's a very good feedback. Yeah, I didn't think of that one. That's a good one. I think, yeah, because all of them were actually really
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Let me actually, I've done a little comparison over here. Let me share the screen and tell you what are the differences between this, the two services, right? So for most of you, you all are using the bulk message app for the last, whatever, 1 year, 2 years. And I've tried to make a comparison with this new WhatsApp service that we've got. And of course, this is blank right now because I'm waiting for the developer to actually come up with bulk message cloud version, add features here. So first thing up front is the credits. You have to think twice about sending messages because unlike in bulk message app, you can keep sending messages left, right, and center. It's not going to use up your money. It's a flat 5,000 rupees annual fee. It's a 1-year subscription and you're not paying per message. You send 100 messages, 1,000 messages, 10,000 messages. You're not down in terms of money. You can continue to use it for the whole year. WhatsApp service is using the cloud resources. So therefore, one second, I'm going to turn the mics off. There's some background sound coming from where. I'm just going to, oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, fine. Great. So, so this is one of the things, but I guess if you are super active in terms of, getting results from sending bulk message app, then it's worth spending that money. Second thing up front is software installation. It's basically there's no app to be installed. You just make a payment, your account gets activated and just start using it. You can use this demo video that we've created to start sending out messages. In this, there's a bit of a technicality. Installing a Chrome installation extension is a bit of a challenge. We've tried to make videos. Most people are able to use it. There's a 5-10% people that still struggle to install it, so they need help. It requires a computer. So in both cases, sorry, requires a computer. Yeah, both of them will require a computer. Many people have only mobile phones, and they are hoping that this bulk messaging system will work on their phone, like a mobile app, but that's not the case. Both of them need a computer. I tried to run the portal on the phone to see if it can be done, but it doesn't look good on a phone. You need a computer for it to function. So this is something to note. The cost, what are the costs involved? This is 10 paise per message. Although it's a very small amount of money, but still it all adds up depending on how big your database is. Most of the times, people who are using the WhatsApp service is basically got a huge database because they don't know where they got the database from. They just want to spam the public, which is what I try to tell people don't do, but that happens and people spam people. So then if you're like buying a lakh, so then that's like, okay, 10 paise means you're coughing up 10,000 rupees for sending a message, right? For 1 lakh. Okay. So this is not, a bulk message app is just a flat fee, right? It's 5,000 rupees a year. Computer needs to be on during sending the messages. Now, in the WhatsApp service, you don't have to. Once you send the message, your computer can switch off, right? Bulk message app, you have to keep it on. If you've got 1,000 numbers, it's like on for like many hours altogether to get that batch process done. So this is a pro con, depending on what you think is a pro or con. Invalid number detection. This is very nice. As I showed you in the demo also, that when it sends a message, if there is an invalid number, it'll automatically remove it. You don't have to do anything. While in the bulk message app, you have to maintain a list of what are not WhatsApp numbers and therefore not try to keep sending the messages to those numbers. Skipping duplicates. This is also another nice feature. The WA service has that built in. So even though you upload a database with lots of duplicates in there, it gets removed automatically. In this, there's no such functionality. Maybe we can add that in the future. I'll talk to the developer. Next one is time to say send the messages. Now here, although it doesn't send it instantly, like in the case of Vasumati and Aarti, we got it because it was a small batch. It was just 2 numbers, right? But the moment you send like 100 numbers, 1,000 numbers, 10,000 numbers, then it goes into the queue and you have no visibility of how far in the queue you are for it to finally get delivered. So it might take an hour, it might take 3 hours, it might take 8 hours to get done. It all depends on how big your database is and how huge your queue is. And so there's no visibility, but it still takes less time than say bulk message app for sure. I mean, if you have 10,000 numbers, worst case, it'll probably go, I've sent it to about 8,000 numbers in one batch and it went out in about 8 hours. There's no way it would be possible to do that on bulk message app. So here you're processing one message at a time slowly. In the case of WA service, it does it a lot faster, but you don't know when it gets delivered. As I mentioned earlier, the trick is in your batch process, put your own number in that list and use up 110 paise credit, but it's worth it because when you get the message, you know that, okay, this now my batch finally got processed and the messages have got delivered. Okay. Personalization is possible on both. So you can, it's a little different in both systems, but it's possible. You can write dear and then the first name of the person and communicate, which is more powerful when you're doing a communication because people feel you're actually writing to them about what it is that you want to talk about. And it's not like a broadcast like many times happens. You can send images. In this one, you can send 4 images at one go. In bulk message app, you can only send 1 image per message. PDFs you can send, yes. Videos you can send, yes. And report accuracy. Now here, the report accuracy is about 80%. They say it's 95%, but I say it's about 80% because although there are thousands of virtual numbers available, it is possible that people might report the virtual number and the virtual number might get blocked. As a result, at that time when that virtual number is being used, maybe 20% of the people in the database may not get the message because it has been banned by WhatsApp. So this is a bit of a bummer, but it is it is the truth. It is the reality that we have to face. So overall, you have to take the decision of, do I forget about that 20% delivery and then hopefully in my second message blast, that person might get it. You got to go with those numbers. Okay. In our case, in the bulk message app, of course, it's 100% delivery. You get to know what's the status. Either the number was sent or it was an invalid number, and you get that report either way. What's the problem of getting the numbers getting blocked? So this is the big one. Your number cannot get blocked with the WA service. Your number is not even used over here. So they cannot block or report your number. If at all, they're reporting the virtual number. And so therefore, you have 100% security that you can use. Your number is not being used at all. Yeah, it's really great. It's not tied to the number. It's just tied to the number of credits you want and send your message out. Now, in bulk message app, your number is being used because it is using the web.whatsapp portal to send it. So here, your number will get blocked only if you send spam. If you don't send spam like me, I never send spam. I run ad campaigns and I always tell people that thank you for sharing your number on my ad campaign, and I send them an image of the ad campaign so they remember, because I send out my messages within 24 hours. So they get to know immediately that, oh yeah, I just yesterday only I clicked this ad here. So now they're getting in touch. So they never report my number. Plus it's personalized. I got their name also. So the chance of me getting blocked is virtually impossible. And that has been the case for the last 5 years. I never ever send spam, so I'm not a problem using this. But if you are the type of person that sends spam out, then you might want to try the WA service, because here you might get reported, your number might get blocked. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies. We've got a split function which is not there on the WA service. So like if you want to send a message with multiple messages inside one batch process, you can't do that in the WhatsApp service, but you can do that with our software. So you can write a little text, split it, write a next text, split it, and you can actually have a multiple chats in one go. And last thing to keep in mind is that the software process is happening on the server side in the WA service, while it's happening on the computer desktop or laptop in the bulk message app service. So this is a quick comparison of the two programs that are available for sending bulk message app. Let me stop the screen sharing and see if there are any questions for anybody. Hi, Venkat Raman. Good to see you. I think you got in late. And Vishwakant Sethi. Hi. Yes, Aarti, go for it.
Yeah, hi. So while I understand that these are two different softwares or two different applications, but how do we use it on, this will be used on the WhatsApp business
No, so
platform?
the way the WA service works is it's got nothing to do with your number, right? It's just a broadcast from a virtual number. So the only thing is people in your database will get to see a message. Like for example, open your message. It does not come from my number. You have my number saved, right? It didn't come from 751953193. But if you click on call me or WhatsApp me, it'll come, my number will come through the button which you received. So therefore, you might be using WhatsApp business, you might be using the regular WhatsApp, who cares? It doesn't really matter. It has got nothing to do with that. It is just a message broadcasting service. That's it.
Okay. So while my number is not coming to my database, and if I'm doing the message blast, say every 10 days or 15 days or whatever, so they will be getting the message from different numbers. So how do they know that it is only me who had sent them first time also and now also?
They don't. That's why in your messaging, your signature should say that. Aarti Shah from so-and-so robotics or whatever your company name is or your website. Your signature will be the only thing that will make them remember. Your
so
images
it's not through the number that.
Yeah. So let's say the image that you're using, the branding of that image, like supposing if you have a logo on the left, they may remember that. So I would suggest use logos in the image or use branding at the bottom of the signature. So it's your name and your company name, and you're the founder. This is my mobile, this is the website. All of that stuff will be the only one that they may be able to refer to. See, if you're sending spam, anyway, they don't care a shit. Right? They're like, what the shit? Block it or report it or ignore it or whatever. They'll just move on to the next message. If you're sending messages to people that anyway showed interest in whatever product or service that you're talking about, they will contact you irrespective of the signature, or is this the same person or not? Who cares? You're using, it all depends. Your mindset is either you're sending spam or you're sending messages to people who genuinely are asking for your product or services. If people are genuine about a product or service, even there the branding doesn't really matter, because they're really interested in what you have to offer. Like today, all of you that are here today is because you wanted to know about this, right? I've sent the message out to people who are already using bulk message app, who are on my network. They're familiar, they're aware of this product. So that's why you're here. So people who will come only because, or they will click on a register or click on a buy only if they genuinely want to know more information about whatever service or product you're offering. So that is the reality that you have to come to know. Branding, am I the same person? Who cares? Doesn't really matter. Do they want what you have to offer? That's the thing. That's the end goal.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. All right. Milind, you have a question. You have your hand up. What's up? Long time. You need to unmute your mic. Yeah.
Hey, hi, Rishi.
Hey, what's up?
To you and all the members here. So sorry, I joined little late. Just one query. I'm aware of web-based WhatsApp campaign portals and all.
Yeah.
So the query is, this is a new product what you are offering, or it is just a comparison with what is available in market?
I think it should be comparable what's in the market. This is basically, we have signed up with these guys as resellers to push the service to our clients. Yes.
So we can buy this service through you also.
Yeah, I mean, you can if you want to. If you have somewhere else you want to buy it, you can do that too.
So you are,
nice.
let's say I already have bulk message app with you. So suppose I wish to switch from this to that. Will you be giving us credit in that, or we have to buy all together separately?
Yes, that's a good question. So no, this is a different service altogether. They are not interchangeable in terms of credits and stuff. So if you bought, so when you want to use a bulk message app, you use the bulk message app for its benefits. Like we showed you the comparison between the two. And when it is not applicable and you feel no, yahan pe problem ho sakta hai, so then you switch to this service. So currently I use both services because in some areas this makes more sense because the batch size of messages like 7,000-8,000 people. It's huge. I cannot do it in bulk message app. Just take me for the next 8 days. I don't have 8 days to send out the blast. 1,000 a day. If I do, it'll take me 7-8 days to send the message out. Better to send it from here.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, Vaswati, you have a question. Wait, your mic is muted.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What you just said about 7-8 days, what was the audience you mentioned? Because I had something else to ask you, but I
am a member of a particular group called HNH, High Network Hub, and their database size is about 7-8.
Okay.
So if I were to send it to their groups, there are about 25 groups over there, I don't know how many people will see the message. But if I send it to them one by one through the WA service, they will probably see the message, and if they're interested, they can come. So in such a scenario, WA service, although I'm using up credits, makes more sense to use the WA service than to use the bulk message app because it'll just take me forever to send it out.
Yeah. So I just want to understand in my context. See, one audience I have is approximately 3,000 people who are enrolled for our e-learning courses.
Yeah.
The other is anybody in future. Let's say I've gone and addressed some 50 students in a medical college or something.
Yeah.
And I tell them, just fill in this form and give me your numbers, then I'll send you details, something like that.
Right.
So in which case do I have, the first group is already those who are enrolled. I might want to tell them I've added a new course or something like that.
Yeah.
So in which case is it prudent to use which of these?
No, you see, in both cases, you're not sending spam. Okay.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So now the question of either software is fine. The advantage to you sending the WA service is that it doesn't take as much time. For example,
that's the point.
How many numbers? 3,000 is the existing students.
Yeah.
What about the people that come for your seminars and have given their name?
That's small numbers at a time, maximum 50 or so.
But the total is how much?
No, that's at a time I have, this month I'll have 50, next month I'll have 50 and so on that way.
So isn't that a growing database, or once you've sent a message to them, then you don't follow up with them ever again?
Okay. That's another point. I'm still working through all this. So
right. Because you may have a message to send out to these 50 to say that, hey, thank you for attending my seminar on June 25th, 2022. It's been 6 months and we'd like to let you know that we are offering admissions for this or something. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You may want, both can work because since the number is small, the 3,001, I would think WA service is faster, better because it goes out. It doesn't take up your time. It doesn't take up your computer time.
Yeah.
You send the message, it's out. If you were to send it to bulk message app, it will take 3 days.
That's the difference I needed. I've got it. Right.
But otherwise, since you're not sending spam, both is fine.
Yeah. No, because it's more about
people, how you got in touch with them or how your number landed up with them. That is why I always do a reference point to say that this is the deal. And then
got it. No, it's especially for those who are enrolled already. If I'm having a webinar and I want to remind them of it, or I want to tell them about it, then the bulk message, the WhatsApp service is better, right? Because it goes instantly, you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that context is what I needed. I've got it now. Thanks.
Great. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, hi. So my next question was that when we take the WS service, what is the credit score we start with? And if we have to increase it midway, how do we do that?
Credit score.
And then the credit, you mentioned that there are, it's
Yeah.
the credit limit that you have to use, right?
It's just like a
spending.
it's just like a prepaid system. So let me just go to I'm going to share the link over here. So this is the link on the chat here. Where is the chat? Here we go. So you guys can open it, let me send it to everyone. This is the link. So we have a 1 lakh credit, 50,000 credit, and we have a 10,000 credit. So the lowest you can try the lowest one if you want, which is 10,000 message credits, which is available for 1,000 rupees plus GST. And you can use the one that is on 1 lakh. It's slightly cheaper. I think it's from 10 paise, it's like 9 paise or 8 paise or something like that. So more credits you buy, there's a volume discount, so you get a little bit more discount on that. So I would suggest start with 10,000, use it up, and when you're done, you just say, Rishi, I'm doing a refill. You just place the order. I'm sorry, I'm getting my voice back again. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully this answers your question.
So the credit number that we are getting is basically that is the database to how many people we will be able to send, right?
Right. So I when I get a lakh or 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, whatever, you can go for higher numbers also. When you get the credits, if you send out a message of 7,800 messages, you have only that many balance left. You know, in my portal, it shows how many credits are left.
So say suppose if my database was of 10,000 or 5,000, which is as per the credit limit that is there.
Yeah.
So and I have want to send out to 10,000 people. So I use 5,000 credit limit first, and then in the second batch, I will be able to send it to the next 5,000 people after topping up.
Yeah. Once 2 messages are sent, you're maxed out. Then you have to top up again, like a prepaid, like mobile, you know.
Okay, understood.
Great. Okay, wonderful. Any other questions from anybody else? Good. I think I've answered most people's questions, and that's it for this Saturday. Hopefully, I should come up with something more interesting next week or the week after. There's a new product I'm testing out, and I'll send an invitation for you guys to come and check that out.
Sure.
Thank you for joining me on this Saturday, and we'll see you next time.
So the recording of this session will be available by tomorrow or so?
Yeah, I usually send it out at about an hour's time to the same group server. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye.